Hey everybody, today's video is brought to you by Keeps. Now, Keeps has been a long-time channel sponsor, and that's good because I'm of that age where hair loss becomes real. And 2 out of 3 guys, in fact, will start losing hair and have some form of male pattern baldness at the age of 35, or starting at the age of 35. That's where Keeps comes in. Keeps has revolutionized the way men are treated for hair loss. You used to have to go to the doctor's office for your hair loss prescription. Now, thanks to Keeps, you can visit the doctor online and get medication delivered right to your door. No more waiting rooms, no more pharmacy checkout lines. Get the doctor's attention and discreet drug delivery, all from the comfort and privacy of your own home. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. Keeps treatments are up to 90% effective at stopping and reducing further hair loss. So if you're ready to stop losing your hair today, visit keeps.com/SSR. You'll save 40% off your first order by clicking the link in the description. It's keeps.com/SSR. What's up everybody, Rob Ferretti here, and behind me we have a bunch of cool cars, of which a handful of these are rental cars. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all rental cars, as is that G63 right there. But it's time, finally, I get to change the business model a little bit and sell out of some of the cars. And that's something I wasn't able to do in the past, primarily for the reason of lending. The lenders that we were doing would enter into like 2 to 3 year leases. And when you do that, it's cost prohibitive to sell out of the cars. So we always had to come up with something to do with the cars in off season. That's where we came up with different product lines, different experiences, opened up in different markets that were complementary to the peak markets. And now, luckily, I don't have to do that. And overhead is also lower, which allows me to do what I've always wanted to do, which is buy cars when there's peak season and then sell them when it's not. And that means cars like that Bentley, I may only have in the fleet for a couple of months, but I'm in and out of the car. And you can sort of strike while the iron is hot. That's very important. This car is being sold. This car, you'll remember, I bought it. It's a 2012 Ferrari 458 Coupe, which I think is gorgeous. And this is done very well for me. And it's held up remarkably well as well. It's got 27,000 miles on it. As you would know, and this is, forget the cars are filthy because they just came back. But that's really the only wear, and I can even get this fixed up like a wholesaler would do before I sell it. But if you want an opportunity to own a car like this, essentially for what a wholesaler would pay for it versus going through the secondary market, hit me up, rob@superspeedersRob.com. I'll put my email in the description. But there's no damage on the car. Anywhere you look, this car was not, other than Cosmo backing into it, and he's fixed that already, and repaired the front bumper. None of the wheels are damaged. There's no body damage on the car anywhere. This little clear bra thing here is about the extent of it. But otherwise, the wheels are good, the brakes are good, the tires are good, and there's not even any scraping underneath. Look at that. That's one, a byproduct of the lift kit, which is, I would say, a must-have if you want to keep any of these cars pristine, but also the fact that this was repaired within the last month or so, so nobody has scratched it up. That's a pretty common thing, but all the wheels are looking good. This car, no dash peel or anything like that. This car is going to go, figure about a low 150s car. I paid $183 for it, so there's some depreciation in there, but we put 15,000 miles on it. So buying it at 12,000 miles, selling it at 27, it's expected. This car, the Porsche 911, it's a 2015, also going to go. And this is partly me sort of bragging that I have a business model that allows me to get in and out of these things, and I don't get stuck having to come up with new and creative ways to offset the carrying cost of the winter or just non-peak season. But also very nice car. The Porsches hold up super well. I mean, you can't even tell. This could be on I mean, obviously after a car wash, this thing could be on a showroom floor tomorrow and people will be all over it. My favorite part about this car is that it's naturally aspirated. The turbo cars, they sound all right, but you have to put an exhaust on them. These things, it's just a staple Porsche. I think this car is going to hold value for a long time. And it's a car you can drive, put miles on, even daily drive if you want. And there's a great deal here. That car, don't quote me on the numbers, but figure it's going to be low 70s. But a great car, or maybe high 60s. I don't know. I have to look up what it is. But shoot me an offer, rob@superspeeders.com. The 488 is going to stick around. The Huracan Spider is going to stick around. This Bentley, which has been here for quite some time now because of the wheels. It's been down for almost 3 weeks waiting on wheels. This car I'll probably hold on to. I'm ordering a new GT. So when I get the new GTC, then this one will be sold. But I'll probably keep this to bridge the gap. This AMG wasn't the most popular car. And I sort of take a little bit of blame on that because we never ended up putting it on the website. So it's not a car people call up for, if that makes sense. So people will call up, hey, do you have a Ferrari, you have a Lamborghini, a Bentley? When you have to sort of describe this car, no, we have an AMG GT. Oh, what's that? So, because there's so many AMGs, and there are. But this car held up really well, never in an accident, no damage on it, and it's got 17,000 miles. So this car is going to be a steal for somebody at right around $80,000. My Range Rover, I bought that new Range Rover, I don't know how long ago, but it's got about 15,000 miles on it. That one's going to go, and then we're going to get another Range Rover. The G63 will keep. Blanking as to what other cars I still have. The Aventador is going to stick around. The 458 Spider is already sold. But yeah, no, so handful here, handful there. But if you guys are interested, shoot me an email, rob@superspeeders.com. I'm just sort of bragging a little bit about the business model and how happy it makes me that I can finally sell out of cars, because the winter slows down in New York. It's just what it is. It's seasonal. It's like a beach town gets quiet in the winter, just what happens. And instead of trying to come up with ways to offset that overhead, and whether or not these cars are rented or not, there's two forms of depreciation. There's time depreciation, which is buy a car, you park it, and the value goes down. And then there's mileage depreciation, which is if you buy that car and put 60,000 miles on it in a month, obviously it's not really possible, but that car is going to drop in value significantly. Not just that it's a month older or a month-old car. The fact that that many miles are on it is really going to affect the overall value of it. So the fact that I can get in and out of these and not avoid any mileage depreciation, but the time depreciation, which is the slow crawl of the car's value dropping over time, it saves me 6 months of depreciation, saves me interest payments on the cars, and it saves me from paying insurance on cars when it's not really a busy time. So I'll drop down to roughly 7 or 8 cars for the winter. I'll probably send this one and the Huracan Spider and probably the Bentley down to Miami. I'm going to scoop up an S-Class this week, get the new Range Rover. The Z06 is probably going to get dumped because I got 2 of the new C8s coming in January, assuming they resolve their United Auto Workers union strike. And if that's the case, all these cars will be available for your pleasure. Check it out, GothamDreamCars.com, or email me if you're interested in buying any of these cars. You want to comment about how much it should be worth, shouldn't be worth. Why am I selling direct? Because otherwise I'm going to sell to a wholesaler, and somebody can get a good deal if they want to buy directly. Otherwise, they're going to have to buy it through a wholesaler and pretend it was never a rental car or something like that. I can tell you this much. I keep these cars in great shape. Obviously, it's dirty, but you'll be amazed what a detail and a service can do. All these cars can be PPI'd prior to the purchase, so you can get them checked out by a dealership, and I assure you they will all check out. They'll be good, and you'll enjoy your ownership. So, Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. For those of you that aren't aware, I have another company called Adventure Drives. We do bucket list travel for car people. Our next trip is coming up in October, the 23rd to the 27th. The trip starts in Charleston, South Carolina, makes its way down to Savannah, Georgia, to St. Augustine, over to Daytona Beach, down to NASA, over to Orlando, and then all the way down to Miami. Pricing starts at just $2,450 for a half spot. Even if you don't have a car, we can pair you up with somebody who does. So we hope to see you out there. Check the link in the description for adventuredrives.com.